chapter. We're going to be having our test online. It's going to not be on the Go Math website, but it will be posted online, and you will have the choice of either editing the PDF if you're able to edit it using Kami, which I've put on Google Classroom for us to use. You can use Kami, or you can print this out and write on it and take a picture or scan it back in, like some of you have been doing consistently. Or you can, any other way that you know how to edit it without using Kami, you can do that, okay? Basically, I've made the review a mirror image of the test to try to help you guys feel as prepared as possible. So just follow through with this and you'll be good to go. Also, don't forget, today we're gonna have our Google Meet it should be 1 o'clock, and I'm saying it should be because we do have our teachers Google Meet today at 12. So as long as it doesn't go later than 1, I'll be ready to go. And if it does go later, I'll just let you guys know. Okay, so let's get started. This begins on page 577 of your textbook. As usual, we're not going to do the entire review from the textbook. We're going to skip around. So this is number 3 we're going to begin with. For 6 days in a row, Julia measured the depth of the snow in a shaded area of her backyard. The line graph shows her data. Between which 2 days did the depth of the snow decrease the most? So remember, guys, you have to read carefully. They want to know, where is the depth decreasing the most? So our first knee-jerk reaction is looking at this line here because it's such a huge change, but that's an increase, okay? So be careful. They want to know where it's decreasing the most, so we're only going to look for where the line is going down. So from day 1 to day 2, it goes up. Day 2 to day 3, it goes up. Day 3 to day 4, it stays pretty much the same. And now these are the 2 lines we're going to have to look at. From day 4 to 5, and then from 5 to 6. So which one does it decrease more? So in other words, where is the line steeper? Between day 5 and 6. Okay, so we're going to write between day 5 and day 6. And remember, you can check by looking at the numbers that this corresponds to. So if you look here, this is around 11, and this is 8. So from day 4 to day 5, it's gone from 11 to 8. Whereas from day 5 to 6, it's gone from 8 all the way down to 3. Okay? Next. Number 4. Portia made a table to figure out how much she earned selling t-shirts. So for these 2 questions, we're just going to choose the correct answer, okay? So, we're going to find the unknown value that's in this table, but first we have to look at what the relationship is, right? We're looking from top to bottom. So from the number of t-shirts to the amount earned, we're looking for a pattern. How could we get from the number of t-shirts that are sold to this amount here? Well, if you look carefully, you can see that each time we are multiplying by 4. 5 times 4 is 20, 10 times 4 is 40, 15 times 4 is 60, 20 times 4 is 80. So that means to get this missing number, I'm going to multiply 25 times 4, which remember, this is like quarters. 4 quarters is $1, so this is going to be 100. So here you're just going to circle 100. And then part B, the rule that describes how the number of t-shirts sold relates to the amount earned. So the number of t-shirts sold relates to the amount earned. Well, what did we do each time? We multiplied by 4. Okay, that's it for number 4. Let's go to number 5. Sorry. Jawan made a table to figure out how much he earns at his job. So now we're going to do a similar question, but this time instead of it being a multiple choice, we're going to do the work ourselves. So first we're going to write a rule that relates the amount that he earns to the number of hours. So be careful, because this is telling us to go this way, the amount he earned to the number of hours. Okay, so probably about 90% of you If you're doing this on your own, we're gonna just, because we, knee-jerk reaction, we're gonna go from here to here. So be careful. We have to look from here to here. And really all you need to look at are the first two numbers. How would I get from 54 to 6? I would divide by 9, right? Same thing here, and you can always check to make sure. If you take a 108 and divide it by 9, you're gonna get 12. Okay, and that's true for all of these other big numbers that you don't necessarily want to deal with here, right? So, to relate the amount that he earns to the number of hours he worked, we can say, as a sentence, divide the amount he earned by 9 to get the hours he worked. Okay? Make sure you don't just write divide by 9 here. For part B, we want to discover how much does he earn from his job in week 6. So this is where you can go backwards the other direction. So instead of dividing, right, because we don't know what this number is, you can go backwards and you can say 36 times 9 in order to get this answer here, okay? Everyone hopefully understands that. If I wanted to go backwards here, I would multiply 6 by 9 to get 54, 12 times 9 to get 108. The only reason we went the other way here is because of the way that they asked us to write the rule. Okay? I guess maybe I'll just write it underneath here just so that you guys can see. So backwards, we would multiply the hours he worked by 9 to get the amount earned. Okay, so that's the other way of thinking of it. Okay, and you can always go back and forth this way, just so you know. All right, so now we can figure out the missing amount that he earned if he's worked for 36 hours. So we're just going to take the 36 and multiply it by 9 because that's the pattern. All right, so 9 times 6 is 54. And 9 times 3 is 27, plus 5 more is 32. So he has earned $324. Okay guys, so now we're going to skip to number 7, where we are looking at a map. And what we're going to do is we're going to match each location on the map with its correct ordered pair. Not all of these ordered pairs are going to be used, okay? So be careful. My suggestion would be to write each of the ordered pairs and then you can match them a little bit easier. So for example, the clock tower is at 1, 3. The West Park is at 1, 4. The barber shop is 2 and 5, so that's 2, 5. The art museum is 2, 4. The library is 2 and 2. Tennis court is 3, 1. Movie theater is 4, 1. And the train station is 4, 2. East Park is 4, 4. The school is 4, 5. And finally, the bicycle shop is 5, 3. Okay, and if you take this extra step, it might be a little bit easier to match. So the clock tower, you know, is 1, 3, so just find 1, 3 and draw a nice little line. The art museum is 2, 4. So you find the art museum and find 2, 4, which is here. East Park is 4, 4. Movie theater, 4, 1. And the school is at 4, 5. So that's going to be here. Okay. Now I labeled all of these points, but if you wanted to just go through and do these ones to save yourself time, that's fine. Okay, and that's how you would do that. For number 8, another coordinate grid question. Lucy's house is located at the point shown on the coordinate grid. Ainsley's house is located 2 units right and 3 units down from Lucy's house. Plot a point on the coordinate grid to represent the location of Ainsley's house. So here's Lucy. We're going to follow what it says to do. So it's telling us to go 2 units right and 3 units down. So that's going to be 2 to the right, 1, 2, and 3 down. 1, 2, 3. And that's Ainsley's house. So which ordered pair represents Lucy's house? So we just have to say what point that is. So that's 3, 5. And which ordered pair represents Ainsley's house? That's going to be 5, 2. And that's it. Okay, next question is going to be number 10. Line plots. Yes. I did change this question slightly on the test instead of you having to find the average. But first let's look and remind ourselves how this works. So the line plot tells you how many of each of these there are. So it's basically like tally marks. So this is weights of bags of beans. So how many 1/6 bags are there? There's 2. How many 1/3? 2. How many 1/2? 1, 2, 3. How many 2/3 bags? 1, 2, 3, 4. And then how many 5/6 bags there are? Just 1. So since I changed this on the test, I'm going to change this question slightly. How many bags are there in total? So let's figure out. All you have to do to figure out how many bags there are all together is just count how many. So there's 2 here, 2, 2 and 2 is 4, then 3 more is 7, then 4 more is 11, and 1 more is 12. So there's 12. All you have to do is just count those X's. Now, I could ask you something else like, what is the most common weight of bag out of all these? And you would look for how many there, which one has the most X's? So that would be 2/3. And if I asked you how many is the least amount, that would be the 5/6 bag. Okay, I'm not going to ask you guys to find the average because I know that was a very difficult topic for you guys. After number 10, we skip over to 12. So what we're looking at here is a table, and we're going to also graph the table. So Randy's running for a race. She makes a table that shows how long it takes her to run different distances. So here we can see in 1 mile, it takes her 10 minutes, 2 miles, 20 minutes, and so on. So first we're going to write the number pairs as ordered pairs, and then we're going to decide what the rule is. Okay, so you may already see what the rule is, but first let's write them as pairs. So remember that goes like this. This is your X, this is your Y, so that's 1, 10, 2 and 20, 3 and 30, and 4 and 40. So what's the rule? We take the distance And to get the time, what are we doing each time? We're multiplying by 10. So we multiply the distance by 10 to get the time. Okay? So for part B, we're just going to graph these. So I have 1, 10. Everything's already labeled for us, which is nice. 1 and 10 is here. 2 and 20. 3 and 30. And 4 and 40. And I'll just connect my little dots. Okay? And that's the graph that describes how Randy is running in miles and how long it takes her. Okay, so to finish up, we're going to do one more. We're going to do number 14. And it's very similar to the one we just did. This table shows the total number of tickets that are sold for the school play each day for 5 days. So on day 1, there's been 20 sold. Day 2 is 30. Day 3 is 45. Day 4 is 75. And day 5 is 90. So these ordered pairs have already been written out for us. So our job is just to graph them. So 1, 20 is here. 1, 20. 2, 30. 2, 30. 3, 45. 3, 45 is going to be halfway between 40 and 50. So let's give that a little label here. 4 and 75. Before I do that, I'm going to label where 75 is, halfway between 70 and 80. So 4 and 75 is up here. And then 5 and 90. So 5 and 90. And then you just want to connect from point to point, right? Our little line segments. Doot, doot. And if we were to you were to be asked where there was the greatest increase, remember it would be where this line is the steepest. So that would be between day 3 and 4. Okay, so that's it. If you guys have any questions on anything that we've done in this review, have your questions ready at 1 o'clock for your Google Meet. Okay, have fun reviewing.